All right, my friends, welcome to episode 414 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I am the Professor Larry Jesus Christ, that was fucking months ago when I used to say that. I am a professor and I play video games. And over there is Anthony the Dev. He makes video games and he plays video games.
You can
How
find me
are
on
you?
Blue Sky. I
Oh
use that.
shit, you're on Blue Sky.
I am on Blue Sky.
You got invited. Lucky.
I did.
Very cool.
There's a lot of people I work with that are on Blue Sky and have lots
Very
of invites.
Right. That's
I have
awesome.
not posted. I think that's how you get invites. I'm not sure because I don't have it. I think you need to be active, and I'm like, no, I'm just here to follow other people
I'm here
in
to
the game
absorb.
industry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm in there. I will say, having now removed myself from social media for a long time, I'm definitely broken the pattern where I'll go days without checking Blue Sky at all.
Yeah.
It's just not a habit to just check there routinely, which is good. I don't want that habit again. I'm done.
Yeah, it's nice not to just boredom scroll.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's cool.
That's me reading malicious compliance on Reddit.
Reddit is a favored.
There are some fun places where I'm like, I don't want a short thing. I want just these big fun story.
Malicious compliance is
malicious
really
compliance subreddit can get real good sometimes.
He told me to do it, so I did it.
Yeah, you told me so.
Yeah. I haven't been there in a while. I should check it out again. Oh. Well, this week we are doing our second annual Fantasy Critic Draft. Last year, if anyone needs a recap, we did it for the first time. Learned the ropes. There was a winner.
You won, definitely.
It might have been me, but this year I expect it to be a little different. This year we're going to expand it a little bit. Last year was draft 24 and then have 4 counter picks. This year we're going to draft 36. And I changed it just because at least in 2023, there were so many fucking games that we weren't able to draft.
Know about
we had no room. Yeah, we didn't know about. So there's going to be more of that this year. So the rules are we're drafting 16 tonight. There's a total of 36 throughout the year. We have to counter pick 2 draft picks tonight. So we do have to counter pick in some ways. I don't even know if it's the cream of the crop because there's a bunch we don't know about this year, to be honest. And then throughout the year, we can make bids on games that we learn about, and it's a $2 minimum on any bid. And that's about it. My publisher name is the Champions of Light. And Anthony...
Yep, is the Heralds of Darkness.
Chose the Heralds of Darkness. Yeah, I wonder why. Man, I went and rewatched the Old Guards of Asgard or Poets of the Fall, their actual music video, which is really cool with the all the actors and the split screen kind of thing.
Oh, the official music video one that has the
official,
part 1, part 2.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's very good.
I love that. And then I went and watched the Game Awards one again a couple of times and just like, fuck, man, this is incredible. Like,
it's so
good. Maybe the best song in a video game ever. I don't know. I'm just so pumped for the song every time I hear it.
The Game Award one just makes me so happy always, just seeing Sam Lake at the end there.
Hell yeah.
He just seems so happy. He just like...
So happy.
It's like, this is happening. Oh my god.
And it's so... I think in some cases, in those situations, I'm like, oh man, like put himself in the game. He's just up there like soaking all up the limelight or whatever. When like, just let your artist be there. Like, no, dude, you're the fucking artist. Like, fucking enjoy it.
Yeah, awesome. And I don't think he overshadows the other people there. This is the thing.
Hell no,
he's only there a little bit, and honestly, if you didn't know who he was,
right,
you would have no clue. You don't like who's the director. If you don't know who the creative director of the game is, you're gonna have no clue. And if you don't know who the creative director of the game is and don't know what they look like, you'll have no clue who this person is. You're just like, hey, they look like Max Payne.
Why is Alex Casey up there? Why is Max Payne
Alex Casey? Yeah, exactly. Like they look like Max Payne. And it's like, yep.
So fucking great.
Yeah.
I've played a bunch of Baldur's Gate 3 in the last week, and last week when we did the Game of the Year noms or deliberations, and I was kind of at the very last minute making my decisions. I was like, oh, did I make the right decision? I did. I feel really good about my decisions.
Sure.
Baldur's Gate 3 is right where it should have been for me, and Alan Wake 2 is right where it should have been.
Where it should be. Yeah.
Yep. So all great. They're all, just a hair's breadth away from each other, to be honest. All amazing games. But anyway, this year, And this episode we're talking about was coming out this year, 2024. A lot of things we don't know about, but honestly, there's a big list of things we do know about. Enough for us each to draft 16 tonight. It'll be interesting. Yeah, interesting to see where we are at the end of our list tonight.
Yep. I have 36 on my list. So
nice. I have 35. So we are very close to each other. And we are, if you were here last year, we're going to draft in the reverse order. I don't remember who went first last year. I think it was me. Was it you? Or you don't remember?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember either. So we're both about to find out because I'm going to hit the start drafting button. And then we are going to work through our draft on the podcast together, the first 16 and then our counter picks. I think famously you drafted Redfall during our podcast.
I did.
And then I
didn't think it was nearly as bad as it ended up. I don't think anyone expected it to be nearly that bad. It's arcane, the whole thing. Like, you're like, how could that end up being that bad?
Yep. I wonder what our Redfall will be this episode. We'll find out later in the year.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to hit start drafting and we'll see who's first. I think it's going to be you, but I'm not sure. Once you start drafting, no longer add or remove players. We're all good. No problem. I hit OK. And the draft is in progress. Next to draft, the Heralds of Darkness.
There we go. Draft. All right.
And it's a snake draft, by the way. So you get one, I get two, and then back to you.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to go at the top on my list. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I thought that might be it.
Boom.
All right. Off to me. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We know it's coming out. How excited are you for this game?
Incredibly excited at this point.
Yeah.
Hype is starting to build. I still have until it comes out on Leap Day this year.
Right.
Which is great. But I have a couple games before that. One other one specifically to get to. So I'm letting myself probably wait until mid-February to start getting really excited. But
yeah,
I have pre-ordered. It's coming. I'm going to play it.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, I'm going to draft, and I am going to draft like an idiot. The same game that I drafted first. No, that's not true. It wasn't first last year. Last year, first was Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I think I know what you're going with.
You know what I'm drafting right now, and that's because I'm an idiot. I'm drafting Silksong as my number one game.
That'd be hilarious. I thought about us doing my number one just to screw you up, but, you know.
But then you could have been screwing yourself over.
Yeah, who knows? I feel like it's coming out this year.
Right? I think we've got 12 months for, right now I feel good. In November, I won't be. But we are able to drop games that are not releasing this year as of December 1st, even if we drafted them. So there is a reprieve there that we didn't have last year. I'm going to balance it by drafting a game that I think is going to be good, that I think people are quite excited about. The final previews have come out. I am drafting Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth.
Yep.
And I'm hoping to play Like a Dragon this year.
I want to do Infinite Wealth because it's set in Hawaii, which I think would be a lot of fun.
Could be cool.
So I draft 2 now, correct?
Yep, I think you draft 2.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that. But it's Snake, so I think you do.
Yeah, so I'm going with just some more... I think I'll just go with, I'm going to say, 2 more kind of more guaranteed things. First being... The game I'm actually first excited about this year to play, Persona 3 Reload. Very excited for that one.
Take it off my list.
And then the thing that will be coming out, the next game probably I'm excited for after Final Fantasy VII, if we're going in releasing order roughly, will be Dragon's Dogma 2.
Nice. That's very... The previews that people have been reporting have been very positive.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that one. I think there's been a lot of love for Dragon's Dogma over the years, and I think it's time. The previews I saw, the IGN previews, come out last week. IGN one, a couple others got like playtime with it, and it looks kind of ridiculous. And I always forget about the system, the pawn system in it, where like the character you create can be used by other players. and that's so neat, a way of just trading your characters back and forth. So I'm looking forward to that one. So those were my two: Persona 4 3 Reload and Dragon's Dogma 2.
Awesome. Well, I am going for. I keep debating about this. Go for a game that I'm excited about, or a game that I think is going to score well, and trying to balance those two things. So I am going to go for one that I don't know. I'm trying to win this. But I think the reviews are also out for this, and I think they've been pretty positive, and I think I'm going to go for it. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. That comes out this month, and I'm very excited for it. They're doing a demo of the game. Ubisoft has put out a blog post about what they're doing for this game, letting people play it, get their hands on it, and I'm excited to at least try the demo. I'll talk later about what my plans for trying not to buy games this year, and we'll see how that goes. But so that's first one, and then I'm going to balance that with a game that I shouldn't draft because it might not come out, but I am interested and actually pretty excited, even though I shouldn't be from I played the previous game perspective, but I am drafting Metaphor ReFantasio.
Oh, taking that one off me.
I am. I think that if they nail that, if it's a fantasy Persona 5, I think that could be really fucking good. So I'm hoping so. So I've officially taken that from you.
Okay. I'm
sure you're drafting that one.
I was going to, for sure. And honestly, if you hadn't drafted it in that chunk, I probably would have done it in my next two right here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with this time being the Nintendo block. We're doing 1,000 Year Door remake.
I fucking hate you. Oh man, I almost picked that one instead of ReFantasio.
And I will do Princess Peach Showtime.
Ugh. I was like, do I get 1,000 Year Door or do I get Fantasio? Like, I'll go out on a limb here. Oh, god damn it. 1,000 Year Door is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. And I think our rules still stand. Remakes are okay, remasters are not.
Yeah, if you can draft it right now, it's allowed. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Remasters are not allowed, and it won't let you drop them. So I'm going to continue with my weird RPG thing. Because I feel like these score pretty well when they're. You know what? Give me just a second here. I want to see what their last game scored before I fucking do this. I'm trying to remember the name. Not that one. That's the one. What did this? That's what I thought. Okay, I'm gonna go with this then. I'm gonna go on a limb here, and I am going to draft the game with I think the coolest title of the year, which is Unicorn Overlord. And that is a guaranteed date guaranteed, but it's set for March 8th. Vanillaware, coming up after 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, which got an 85 on Metacritic, which is what I was just looking at. I think it's going to do well, and I'm interested in seeing how it does. So that is off. So I'm going to balance a kind of weird but hopefully good pick with, again, a clown pick, which really, didn't fuck me over because I won last year, but really should have hurt me more than it did. I'm drafting Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree.
Yep.
I think it's coming out this year. But
I would think it would come out this year. Again, I would think by the end of the year.
Unless it's expanding to like a whole new game, like they're like, oh, it's more than DLC now; it's a whole sequel.
Yeah. All right. So I'll pick a game that I'm excited for, and I think will actually score reasonably well. High 80s is my expectation. That'll be FF14 Dawn Trail. And then I will do it with a game that I'm probably never going to play, but this is just to win, and that's Tekken 8.
I want the points.
Yeah.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so it's off to me. Let me do a real quick search here. Do you want to see what the last game that I know of scored? I don't even know if it's No, that's not a thing. Okay. I'm not sure if will draft this game. Let me see. Sorry, I should have done a little bit more of this research ahead of time, but was busy with my child. I think, damn it, I always get fucked over by this. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to draft, if I can, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Okay.
Is it coming out this year? Am I choosing more games that are maybe not
That's
coming out this year?
hard thing. That one I'm still unsure of when that's coming out.
Yeah. Oof.
I think it's coming soon. I mean, they keep showing trailers for it, and it looks more and more done, but...
Yeah. I haven't hit the draft button yet.
Yeah?
Am I drafting it? You know what? I'm going to delay that decision, and I'm going to draft this game, which I believe is coming out this year, because it was supposed to come out last year. And I think it's coming out this year, and I think it looks really cool. Is that one I want to draft now? Is that what you do now? I think, or do I do this? Sorry. Trying to talk about this without telling you what's on my list, although we have the same list. No, that's a fucking idea. Okay, I am going to draft the Plucky Squire.
Okay. I mean, that was on my list last year. It is. It's coming out this year.
Yeah, it was delayed. It was supposed to come out last year, and then it got delayed, I think briefly.
Yeah.
So I think it will be coming out. So I'm going to do that one, and then I am probably going to draft this game, which is an expansion. It is Alan Wake 2 Night Springs.
Okay.
So there's my next choice, and it's back to you. Trying to balance games that some games I want to draft earlier, but I don't think you're going to draft them, so I'm going to wait those. But
I see.
These ones I think you might have drafted some. Tekken 8. What? Goddamn, good choice.
I guess so. I'm never playing it, but I'm like, people seem pretty hyped for it. So
they do, yeah.
I think I'm going to go with... this is more of a hope that it turns out well, although the marketing has been pretty good for it. And it'll be a space game that has a little bit more flavor than Starfield. And that's Star Wars Outlaws.
Damn it. I mean, congratulations.
I think that one is it says this year. I think it will be this year, but we'll see, mate.
Well, the Disney blog, said it's scheduled for fall 24, and Ubisoft was like, no, we don't have a date yet, but it sounds like that's going to be the date.
Yeah,
so I think you're safe. I think you're safe.
And
well,
yeah, stuff right here. I've had kind of my eye a little bit on this. I don't know if I will end up playing it when it comes out because there's so much else coming out, but looks pretty freaking cool. Rise of the Ronin.
Who is doing that? Is it Team Ninja? Or do I have this completely wrong?
I don't think
click on your link. It is, so it doesn't say. It's a new gaming franchise. Full details.
It's Team Ninja, and it's published by Sony.
Okay, well, that's going to be pretty solid, I think.
Yeah, I think it for what it is. Even if it's delayed, it's March. Even if it's delayed, I still think it's coming out this year. So those were my two.
That's not a good choice. I really want to. Do I think they're going to nail it? Boy, I'm getting down to the parts of my list where I'm like, maybe? It's just also about, like, is it going to come out this year? Some of these games. Do I privilege ones that actually have a date that I think are going to land or not? I think I am going to go on a limb here and draft Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred.
Yeah. Yep.
If it does come out this year, I'm hoping it's like a Reaper of Souls thing, which is just like they've done it. Not necessarily turned it all around. I think people are fairly positive on it now as opposed to season 1. And then
my only worry with that one, it's not even thought about that one, is that now being owned by Microsoft, this isn't like a quality standpoint. It is, they are just said, take more time. Take as much time. Like they go to the team and say, how much time do you need to make this a 90 plus expansion?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they're like, then we need 6 more months. And Microsoft's like, do it. And then it's just not coming out this year. That was my only worry there.
Yeah, I think that's smart. But gotta draft something.
You do have to draft another thing right now.
I do, and I just tried to draft a game that I thought would count. But it's telling me it's ineligible, even though it's a remake. But it probably is just a remaster. It's not really a remake, which is Brother Tale of Two Sons. So I get that. I might. This one.
It is a remaster.
Yeah. It calls it a remake, but it's not. It's definitely a remaster. I'm gonna draft this one and hope. This is by the team that did Sonic Mania. They're doing their own platformer called Penny's Big Breakaway.
Okay.
And
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to draft that one and take a chance.
All right. So there's a game on this list, and I'm going to draft at this point if we agree that I can.
Okay. Well, the thing will tell you if you can or can't.
Well, this is the weird thing with it. So I'll just say, Hades 2. It isn't out yet,
right?
But it will be going to early access before it's released.
I'm fine with that. My only concern about why I wasn't going to draft it is it going to have a Metacritic score?
It will. I bet the early access will get Metacritic score.
Interesting.
Because the first one did.
Okay. Yeah, if it lets you, you should, because we won't allow it later if it's already been
exactly. But it's just a weird thing.
I think this is the time to do it. So.
And the thing is, the Metacritic score will change if it comes out completely, which is the weird aspect of it. Yeah. Because that's what happened with Baldur's Gate 3. There was a Metacritic score for its early access.
Yep.
For a long time, and then it released, and then it went crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do Hades 2.
Okay.
Crossing fingers, this actually releases into some form, this year.
Exactly.
I think it will. In some form, it will be out. So that is one of my more riskier ones, I think. Just from is it coming out? I would like to put something on here that I know is coming, that will be coming out, that isn't too crazy. No dates on that. I'm not ready to go for like completely unannounced dates. Do I just go for the points? Let's go for the points right now. Black Myth Wukong.
Oh, interesting.
It's
you think
dated...
those would be the points?
The first was this the? I think that's did it have a demo already?
I think it did,
and people really liked it.
Okay.
That's what I remember. Their release date, had Game Awards 2023. It's a riskier one, but it does have it has had a fair amount of press and stuff coming out, and I think people will be itching for a good Soul-like, and I think that's kind of what it falls into.
Yes.
I've heard like Lies of P has done incredible.
Yeah, and people fucking love it. They're like, this is the closest anyone's ever gotten to nailing Souls-likes.
Yeah.
Still not there, but it's close. All right. So off to me. I am playing going for points, at least some points. And I don't know how many points this will be, but based on the pedigree of, I don't know the developer, but a pedigree of the games, and I hope it doesn't get delayed again, but I'm going to go for Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2.
All right.
I think that will get me 75 plus. Yeah. So I'm going to go with that. And then I don't know how much I trust this company, so I might not do that. I might do this other thing, which is also equally stupid. So fuck, I'm in that part of my list now. That I don't know when or if that game is going to come out. Do I do this instead and pull an audible and put something that's not on my list on my list? I think I do, because it's available, and I don't know. I'm going to do it. I'm going to select Braid Anniversary Edition.
All right.
It is why am I allowed to do this one? It's a remaster. Am I allowed to do this?
Does it missing the tag?
This one has a tag of remaster.
Not in the name. It actually has the little
It actually has the tag.
The remaster. RM or whatever.
Yep. It says
I have
remaster.
no clue because it wasn't showing up for me.
That's weird because I can't do that. I can't do Brothers, but I can do.
But you can do Braid.
Oh, because Brothers is tagged as partial remake.
Okay.
Weird. So I guess I'll throw to you then. Can I draft Braid, or do you think we should not? Because it says remaster. Do we know? Is it just a Braid? Is it just a remaster? Because if it is just a remaster, I think no.
It's the anniversary edition.
So is there more stuff in it? Let's see here. Had a real release date. Resolution. That's just a remaster. That's all about resolution. Repaint the whole game. Much higher level of detail. Extra animations and effects. More sophisticated animation. Go into some of the scenes and add more. Upgrade the sound and music.
Let's see. They have a trailer. I'm just saying if the trailer actually.
And you can toggle between the original and the anniversary edition at any time. And then there's commentary. Developer commentary.
I don't know. There's actual screenshot. I'm just going to. So I don't think they're like remaking any of the mechanics or anything like that.
I don't think so. But there's more in the package than there was.
In Skype, at least, you can see. This is... It doesn't look all that different.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see here. No, it does not. I think we should say no on this then.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though it's allowing me to. Let's say no on that. Which means no one can draft it this whole year. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pull that one back, and I am going to... God, I don't think... Boy, now I'm at the point where...
Yeah, we've gotten through the easy stuff. Now we're into the...
Yeah, I think I might...
things.
Like, how much do I trust Konami? Not very much. Not very much, but... This says that it's TVA, but Konami said it's coming out this year. I'm going to draft Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater because I hate myself, apparently.
It could be good.
It could be. It could not be. All right.
For me, I'm going to do some stuff that I know is out this year. Continuing on the RPG front, I'm going to do Ayunden Chronicles 100 Heroes.
Nice.
And another one will be Visions of Mana.
Ah, that's on my list too. Visions of Mana look pretty good.
Yeah. It's been a while since we had like such a just straight up new Mana game.
Yeah, who is Ayunden Chronicles by?
Guy who made Suikoden.
Oh, damn.
It's the spiritual successor to Suikoden.
Damn, that's fucking rad. Okay. Well, good pull on that one. Okay, it is now my turn. I am going to go for games that I know are coming out this year.
I only have 3 more to get. I think you have 4 more.
I have 4 more, yeah. And 2 of them are happening now. I've been circling around Avowed. Is it coming out this year? Same thing as
That's
you
a good
said.
question. Is it coming out this year?
Yeah. As you said, as Microsoft just say, this needs to be a fucking, an 88 plus or whatever, So take your fucking time. Yeah, that's a terrible... If I choose this one, you are going to counterpick it immediately, so I'm not going to choose that one. I will let you know I'm not choosing Destiny 2, The Final Shape, and I was...
Sure.
That would be a great counterpick. Because they could have a...
It's a risky counterpick, I'll be honest.
It's a risky fucking draft, too.
It's just... Yeah, there's a lot of risk to that one, in all ways.
Yeah. But it does have a date.
It does.
I'm going to choose something else that's risky, but I just love the trailer, and I'm going to choose Baby Steps.
I was going to be on my next chunk.
Sorry, my friend. I'm drafting it because it looks fucking rad. And it looks like something critics would be like, this is great.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to review poorly by any means.
Yep, exactly.
It's going to be so stupid. So good.
Oh my God, that trailer is just fucking incredible. And I keep thinking, every time I think about it, I'm like, Anthony just gets it for free.
I do.
That's so cool. That's not... What? Why? That's not. I'm debating. No, I don't think so. I was thinking about Spy on Ya, Operation
Oh
Memories.
yeah, yeah.
People like the IP.
Yep, Spy Family.
It's by Bandai Namco, so that makes me think, maybe, maybe not. You know what? I'm going to. Let's see here. Is this coming out this year? I don't know if this one has a date. This one has 2024 or later. That does not make me feel good. Let me Google this real fast. Riveting podcast material, I know.
Yeah.
Our typing and searching. It looks fucking good. It has a good pedigree. When is this coming out?
No one knows.
Nobody knows. I'm just gonna search the name of the game plus release date. See what happens. What the fuck? Oh, is it in early access?
It's already out.
No, I didn't. This game's not in early access. Game is set to be released. No, that must be. Okay, fuck it. Hyper Light Breaker is not in early access, is it?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
It doesn't have a release
It's been a long
date.
time since I've heard anything about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about because it says add to your wish list for early access. So I don't really want to add it as an early access game. I think it looks cool.
They were doing some pretty big changes to it. The last thing they were talking about. It does look cool. Yeah. But yeah, it's not yet. It could hit early access a lot like Hades 2. I could see it hitting early access this year. It's just, do you think we'll get enough? Will people review the early access to get a Metacritic score or an Open Critic score?
Yes, exactly. I don't. Do I go for this one then? I'm banding about several. I think I will go for this one and think that it's coming out this year. And I am going to commit. I'm drafting The Rise of the Gold.
What is that game?
It is the sequel to The Case of the Golden Idol, which is a Obra Dinn-like
Okay.
mystery detective-ish game. So,
what am I doing? Could front load myself more if I want to. I'm gonna go with one that I'm excited for. It has a date, and I think it could still slip, but I think it's still going to be the 2024, which is Homeworld 3.
I think
it's going to do decently. I don't think it's going to be. This is no Redfall, in my opinion. Like, I think it's gonna hit a certain bar, and it will come out. So it's kind of just consistent points on that one. And then, do I want to do? Definitely not Avowed. Screw Avowed.
Yeah, dude, that's too. I think it's
I'm not even. Oh, I mean, you could do Metroid Prime 4. Like, that's
so.
coming out, right?
I mean, if you think a Switch 2 is coming out this year, there are a couple games that you could pick now.
Yeah,
I think Metroid Prime 4 is one of them.
Oh no, you should draft Suicide Squad. That's dated and coming out in a month.
I did last year, and I was able to drop it.
Yeah. Can you believe it's coming out in a month?
I cannot believe it.
Because I don't at all.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
The fact they didn't even have a trailer during like Game Awards or anything.
Exactly.
And it's coming out, I'm like, there's no way. There is absolutely no way. I could do Skull and Bones. Nope.
Wow. I dog dare you.
That's yikes.
You might as well just give it to me.
Yeah.
Because currently your projection is blowing me out of the water.
I am going to one of these couple of these. No, actually, I'm going to do Pacific Drive.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think this is gonna. It may not be the highest scoring game, but it's gonna be positive. It looks pretty cool. It's coming out. Again, in this February block, there's a lot coming out in the next 4 months.
Yeah.
But post-apocalyptic, driving around the Pacific Northwest, trying to keep your car running, could be a lot of fun. I want to say, who's that by? It's by a company actually up here, in the Pacific Northwest. Ironwood Studios.
Interesting.
Seattle. Yeah, they're based here in Seattle. And their team has built they have a team from who've done a fair amount of stuff at some pretty major studios in the area. So they have talent. And it's not a small team making this game. That's what's crazy. So, yeah, that's kind of my slightly less consistent pick, but I think it will be decent.
Gotta take a few risks when you're drafting
Yeah.
16 games.
At least it's coming. I know it's coming out. And
yes, exactly. That's worth something.
Doesn't look like it's going to be a stinker. So that's
otherwise, yeah, right. No, yeah, people have had positive things to say for sure. It just makes me think how crazy December 1st is going to be for us if we're fucking dropping games and trying to fucking pick whatever dregs are coming
available
out this year.
Yeah,
exactly. This year would have been good for that, but next year, I don't know. Who knows?
Hey, there might be a Switch 2. There might be a lot of games for that.
Yeah, dude, that might be a thing for sure. Man, I have a lot of expansions on mine. I guess Silk Song is technically one as well.
You could do the other Alan Wake expansion.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that's going to hit this year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do I do again a weird ass thing here? I feel like this game's coming out this year. I feel like this game's been in development since 2019. It's switched names since then. It's being published by Sony. What the fuck? Why does it say unannounced first major Baldur's Gate 3 DLC? What the hell? So you're all drafted right now.
Am I 15?
I
get one more.
You get one more. Okay. I don't. This is like a risk that it comes out. It's a risk that it's good. Do I just be stupid and bank it all on Nintendo? I haven't drafted a single Nintendo game this entire fucking.
No, I took them from you.
You took the two that are on my list.
Yeah.
And I'm not drafting Luigi's Mansion. Suikoden didn't do is later. I mean, we haven't heard shit about Metroid Prime 4.
No, we haven't.
But I just feel like they don't drop Metroid Prime this year if they're not getting ready to drop Metroid Prime. Yeah, okay, I'm stupid. I'm doing it. Metroid Prime 4, and you know it's coming next. Because I firmly believe this is coming. Oh, you know what? Fuck. No, I don't know how that's going to review. I'm excited for it. Mario vs. Donkey Kong next month. I've pre-ordered it, but I'm not. I don't think that's going to... there's no way. I think the Switch 2 is this year.
I think really so. Do. I think it's fall.
I really do. And I really think that we're getting a 3D Mario. So
you're doing it. All right.
I did it. Yep. I got Metroid Prime 4 and a mainline 3D Mario platformer.
All right. I get one more. I mean, you talked about it earlier. I'm just going to do it. Senua Saga.
Hellblade shit.
2.
Okay.
I'm just going to do it. May not be this year, but I like the possibility of it.
Yeah.
So you get to counter pick me. What are you doing?
I think that I think the one you just picked could be really fucking. If it comes out, that's gonna be a lot of points. I think that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I think it's gonna do really well if it comes out. Do you want to counter pick it for that reason?
So the thing about counter picking something that doesn't come out is you basically stay safe.
It's 0-0. Yeah,
exactly.
I just lose a slot basically.
Yeah, exactly. Although I wonder how it works because if it doesn't come out December 1st, you can drop it. So then I've counterpicks.
You can't drop counter.
Oh, you can't drop counterpicks. That's right.
Yeah, it just locks it in. It's just stuck.
Yeah, that solves the problem. It's always hard to counterpick opening draft because these are like some of the strongest ones. But 16's a lot.
It is. There should be some stuff here.
I have a couple of ideas. I'm thinking about Black Myth Wukong.
Yep.
Just because of the shit swirling about the dude in charge. But people do.
Is there a bunch of stuff? I have no clue about that.
Yeah, he's quite sexist.
Oh. No clue.
So that kind of stuff. Is Visions of Mana gonna hit? I want it to, but is it going to? And then do I counterpick Hellblade 2 that it's not going to come out? I think it's coming out this year. Well, I don't know, man, because we just got another trailer with no date. And if it does come out, I'm fucked. I sort of... Let me do a quick bit of research here. because I think this game looks interesting, but I also think it could review in the 70s. But there's a preview from Gamescom. This person likes it. Run-based driving survival game. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to counterpick Pacific Drive. Not the Rise of the Ronin either, because that would be just terrible. I hope Princess Peach Showtime is good.
I mean, you got to think, I think it will be decent, but what will it actually review at?
Yeah. Is Homeworld 3 being developed by the same people who developed Homeworld 2?
Effectively.
Okay. Well,
different company name, but
yeah.
A lot of the original Homeworld 2 team.
Let's see here. Let me check this one out real fast. Oh, that's got a firm date, so I'm not touching that one. I am going to counterpick Visions of Mana.
Okay.
And I'm going to counterpick.
Oh, no, it goes to me. We go back and forth on this.
Go back. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So, the first one I'm going to do is Penny's Big Breakaway.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good counterpick.
And now you get to decide. Look at my list again. Where are you going now?
All right. It's not come to me yet.
No, it's. I get to do both.
You get two. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
I don't know why they snaked this. I can't steal your counterpicks. Oh, but if we had 3 people, I guess that.
I'm not betting against a unannounced mainline 3D Mario platformer, because if that actually does come out on Switch launch,
you'd be
you're just screwed.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself.
No, I mean, there's a lot of really just good games in here.
I've got a few that maybe aren't coming out, or I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, but also ones that are. I'm like, okay, it pains me to do this, but I just don't think it will review very high, even though I'll enjoy it. Baby steps.
Really? You don't think interesting.
I think its review scores will be middling.
Interesting.
Just because of the type of game it is. I think the humor in it isn't going to land for a lot of people. But I don't think it's doing 85 plus. I think it's probably going to float somewhere between 75 and 80.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay. In a lot of this, I'm like, all right, small point losses. That's all we're going for here.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You're just mitigating. You're just stopping the bleeding, basically. Because they're all going to be positives. It pains me to do this because I hope this game is really good, but I can see Nintendo fucking this up.
You're doing it.
I am counterpicking Peach, which is nuts because Peach was on my list. So yeah, right now as it stands, the Heralds of Darkness is projected to get 286 points, and that's Anthony's team, and I am the Champions of Light. I am projected to get 224. So
we'll see if that holds.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have 16 more picks to do.
Exactly. There's so many more games throughout. We got 20 actually, because it's 36 total.
Okay. Big times that stuff will get announced. Probably going to be some stuff in the spring.
There's rumors that there's a Sony not state of play, but a Sony showcase this month. So.
Doesn't Nintendo typically do something in January?
They do. Yeah.
Typically.
Yep. I think if they're doing a Switch 2, they might not.
Yeah, they might hold.
They're going to give they still need to give the date for Thousand Year Door.
Yep.
So they have to have something for that, but they could just do that as a fucking Twitter thing. Man, looking at your list versus my list is really interesting because my list in some way looks like it should be your list.
Some ways. I mean, you got a few of the things that definitely Metaphor and Unicorn Overlord. I was totally going to go for those. Space Marine, yeah, D4. I mean, you're right. There's a good chunk of stuff on there that would probably been on me. I do think you'll be dropping Metroid Prime 4 at some point here.
December 1st is when I can drop it.
I could counterpick it at some point. You
could, yeah, because these are just the drafted ones you can counterpick now, and after, now.
So that is the game of chicken. At what point you would actually drop it? If you're like, I don't think it's coming out.
I don't think I can drop it till December 1st. Unless,
oh, really?
Yeah. For the drafted one, let me go back to
the drafted ones are not until December 1st.
I believe that's correct. So let me just double check that. Might release droppable date is December 1st, 2024.
Okay.
So those are simply games that you drafted or picked up later that doesn't have a firm release date yet. So if we get all the way through December 1st and you have games that don't have release date yet,
you can drop them.
Then you could drop them on December 1st. And that's what's going to be crazy because we've just picked a bunch, I think so, at least several that are like 2024. We don't know a date yet.
Yep.
If we get to December 1st and none of those have dates and we know at that point they're not coming out, we're going to be dropping like 4, 5, 6 and trying to pick shit up.
Trying to get something that's coming out in December.
Yep. We can drop unlimited will not release games.
Oh, once they're known that they're not releasing. Yes.
Once they're known. So, and I think that's for drafted or not.
Okay.
You can drop a maximum of 2 will release games. So there's a game that has a date, and at a certain point you see the previews, you're like, fuck, nope.
Okay.
You can drop 2 of those total.
So by the end of this month, we have 3 coming out. We have the Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown,
Yep.
Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth, and Tekken 8 are all January. And then right into the February is Persona 3, Pacific Drive, then pretty good mix of yours and mine. Although I do have a giant block from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You have Unicorn Overlord, and I have like 4 games right after that. But
yeah, there's a whole. I put points on the board first, hopefully with Lost Crown and Infinite Wealth, and then it's like you,
yeah.
me, you.
Yes.
So I thought that I put into the options that you could not choose a remaster, but I'm looking at the tags, and currently in early access is banned.
Yep.
But you got Hades before that, so we're all good on that one. Director's Cut is banned. Partial remake is banned. Yearly installment is banned. Release internationally is banned. And port is banned, but remaster is not banned.
Interesting. I thought we had banned remasters last time.
So did I. So I'm wondering if I can't make the change, because I didn't draft Braid because it's tagged as a remaster. Because we both agree a remaster without anything new should.
If we just want to agree,
yes, exactly,
that it's remaster, we won't pick remaster. If it comes through and it has the tag of remaster, we'll just not draft it.
Yes. Okay, let's do that.
I think there isn't a tag. I think there is just a straight tag for remaster.
There is, because it had it, and it still let me. I'm just trying to see if I could change that here, but I'm not seeing an option to do that.
Probably not anymore. They're like, nope.
Yeah, exactly. Once we've drafted, basically, because I could do override game tags. Override the tags of a game to whatever you want if you disagree with how the site has classified something. Yeah, actually I do. Braid, I disagree with that. You have, I'm going to add my own tag, and this is a partial remake. So now, if we search for Braid, it should not allow us to even do it.
It says ineligible for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, because I overrode the tag. So let's talk. If there's remasters, just keep our ear to the ground, like, okay, there's remasters coming out. Let's agree that it is or is not. Then we can override tags. Cool. This is going to be much more competitive year. Got a lot of interesting stuff happening here.
And then especially the 16 open slots for stuff in the back half of the year. Really.
Yep.
Oh man.
And it's not 16, it's 20. We've drafted 16.
Geez.
Yeah, there's a total of 36.
Oh, God. That's so much.
It is quite a bit. So we'll see. Luckily, we can add... people will be releasing games this year. No worries.
Yeah, they will.
One that I didn't put in here that I was thinking about, it was what is it called? EVE Online before, but it's Stellar Blade now. Oh, no, Project Eve. Excuse me, not EVE Online. Jesus.
Yeah, Stellar Blade?
Yeah.
Oh. I have no clue.
And it looks really cool. It was put in the PlayStation Showcase, in 2021 as Project Eve. 2022.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Name change to Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
It's being published by Sony. It looks good, but I don't know much about it right now, so I decided not to draft it. So
it looks like Unreal 5, another Unreal 5 looking game.
Ah, interesting. It does. It looks gorgeous.
No, it's for Unreal Engine 4. But,
okay.
All right. It just has the look of an So
Yeah. Well, awesome. We did the draft.
we did it. We made it.
Another
Man,
news.
there's a lot of games coming out this year that are cool though. Jeez.
I keep thinking about this because I feel like, and I didn't do nearly as good a job as you did, but I feel like I did a really good job staying up on new games this year and playing a bunch of them and being able to have a really robust list at the end of the year. I'm trying hard not to have that happen for 2024 because there were so many games in 2023 that I have yet to finish.
Sure.
That I just feel like the year 2023 deserves more than 2023 to play the games, because otherwise I can't move on. I need to, continue with Baldur's Gate 3, which I have been doing. Final Fantasy 16 and all the,
Yep.
I don't know. I could play more games and spend less money buying games. Those two hobbies are not the same thing.
Yeah, very much so.
So
I definitely think my buying games thing has, I mean, it's definitely come down in the last decade. Like I've gotten much more controlled about when I want to buy a new game.
Yeah.
Especially on a thing of like, am I going to play this? Yes, no. Like right now. If it's no,
Yeah.
I'm probably not buying the game unless it has some very specific physical release I want or sentimental thing for it. For kind of a collection reason. But other than that, I'm like, the Steam sale. I bought 3 games in the Steam sale.
Right.
I know that there are the other games that are on my list. I'm like, oh, I'll get these at some point. I'm just like, these 3 are ones that I'll play until the next, like, the major spring sale.
Right.
That'll be fine, and then I can look at what games are coming next there. So, it's... The act of collecting is very different. And you don't need to catch them all, and you can't. Or you could, if you want to go into extreme debt, I will say.
If you want to be broke as fuck, yeah. And I mean, Jesus, I have so many games that I've been enjoying. The Steam Deck has helped me like reacquaint myself with my Steam library and play a bunch of different kinds of games. And I picked up a few games on the Steam sale, or a few more games than you did, by orders of magnitude. But I've been playing quite a bit of them, which has been great. So I'm excited about the playing portion and not so much about what's next. I just want to get away from the what's next, and play the awesome. I have a million awesome games that I still haven't played yet. Like I'd love to play Final Fantasy VII Remake before Rebirth comes out.
You should play Remake before Rebirth. I think they're doing a thing that will like recap Remake for you. Like you can watch like a video in the game that will show like the story up until now. But I'm like, I don't think you're doing yourself a service by doing it that way.
I don't think so either.
This is Final Fantasy VII. It is one contiguous story.
Right. Well, what I mean by that is why buy the new one when I haven't played the old one yet?
Exactly. And I bet the old one will be on sale when the new one comes out.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you that it will be on a good sale.
Yeah, it was for sale. It was $34 on... I mean, I fucking own it, so it doesn't matter. I don't need to buy it. I just need to play it. So my plan is to watch more movies and play more games, which means read less Reddit. Because the Reddit time I could spend doing other shit. So that's probably what's going to happen.
I really confine my Reddit reading to before when waking up and before I get out of bed, which is a very set amount of time. And then a little bit at night when I've disconnected from my computer and I'm laying down to go to sleep.
Nice.
But other than that, don't go to Reddit. I don't browse Reddit on my desktop. It's only on my phone.
I need to adopt that. I took the app off my phone 6 months ago because I'm like, I'm scrolling through stuff I don't need to scroll through. So I just go to the subreddits through my browser now, which has helped. But I could do that way less. So that's we're in the setting goals for the new year kind of thing.
I understand.
So just real quick, playing this week, I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, a fuck ton of Baldur's Gate 3, because I'm working a bit during the day, but not a lot because we're in quiet time right now. So I'm at Ketheric Thorm, through the ornate doors at the top of the Moonrise Towers.
Okay.
I assume I never found a vendor in the Moonrise Towers, so I assume I didn't look around enough. I'm sure before I get to Ketheric, there's other stuff to find in Moonrise Towers.
I don't know what's been going on, but there was like 2 vendors on the first floor.
Huh.
a
I
different
didn't
point. But
find them.
did you have to fight your way into the tower at this point?
So the way that it was, because everyone fucking died at the last light in, when I show up, Jahira's there with a bunch of
Yep.
dead people, but there's no Harpers. It's just her. There's no one else. So then I go into that main chapel area, the first place,
Yeah.
and there's a big fucking fight. People in the rafters, people down
Yeah,
below.
it's already too late. The vendors are gone at that point.
Okay, got it.
You're just you have to go to Moonrise Tower before it's all aggro.
Oh, got it. Yeah, no. And that was the fight that it was like 6 times where I just got stomped. I'm like, I'm doing this wrong.
It's a big fight. It's a big.
Well, you've got Hunger of
burly
Hadar.
fight.
Yeah, Hunger of Hadar. You've got fucking Black Hole
Yeah.
being thrown at you, people in the rafters. And I was like, I need to do this differently.
Yeah.
So I reapproached it where I put Will, I put him invisible, and I gave him the ability, something else. But I got him into the rafters on his own. And then I came in, and for some reason, I was able to pick off 2 people before the fight even started.
Nice.
And so I did, and then it aggroed, and then it started. So I was already at an advantage. I had Will up there, and he started using, fucking hell, what's it called? The Warlock spell everyone uses, Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
And I have the force damage, so it just flew him off the fucking rafters. It was fucking glorious. But
Eldritch Blast is the greatest cantrip ever.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. Especially with that when you talked to me about resetting, so I had that force damage or push or whatever.
Yep.
But then I'm inching my way through the fight. I'm using a bunch of scrolls I never used before. I'm throwing bombs. I've never done that before. I'm using all my tools finally, which I really haven't had to do until now. And then I'm like, I got through it. And then the fucking doors open and fucking 3 more people come out, like really strong people. I was like, where the fuck are these people coming from? So I'm just like fighting my way up. And then there's another fight up there with the motherfucker who killed Isabel, I think.
Right, because you haven't killed him.
Yeah, so I don't know where I would find. I didn't kill him at the last light in.
Exactly.
Marcus, I think his name is. I fucking killed that motherfucker real bad, and I felt that was the happiest kill I've done in that game because he fucked up everything. He killed everybody, and I didn't get to see a bunch of shit because of that. And then I'm at the Ornate Doors now. And I am at Ketherick's Thorm. It's the first time that I remember hearing him talk. I'm like, oh, there's J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's buried 80 hours into this game. And I'm there right now, and I need to. Boy, I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Well, now that you're at that point, I can say you could have gone to Moonrise Tower right off the bat.
Oh.
In Act 2, and it wouldn't be aggro. You would be welcomed there.
Whoa, interesting.
And you could talk to all the people in the tower and get quests and whole other bunch of stuff. They would send you to go find Balthazar, going like, hey, we sent him over to this Temple of Shar to figure out what the Night Song is, but he hasn't come back. Like, what's going on? Can you go figure that out? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of crap you can do. There's a jail that you could free people from. There's a number of weird quests there that
I feel like I'm in the dark timeline.
you because you didn't go to Moonrise until that point, right?
First time. Yep.
That was the first time. Was like you had already progressed everything past that point. Yeah, I think it was because you did the Night Song piece. That was what turns it aggro.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so there you go. There's a complete this whole act has been yes, you're on the dark timeline for the act, I'm pretty sure.
Well, especially if I end it in the way that I intend to, which I've always talked about blowing it up with Gale, because that's what he seems like his quest is moving toward. But then I had this really sweet, I don't know if you've had this interaction with Gale, where he invites me to have a private conversation. I was like, oh, fuck, he's going to try to romance me. I'm Googling, like, can I romance Shadowheart and Gale at the same time? And it's like, no, you cannot. I was like, okay, well, this is not happening then, but I'll try it anyways. And if it's accidentally bumblefuck into a romance, I'll, reload a save. But no, we just sat in a field looking at the stars, and he was talking about the whole situation and about how sad he is and how pissed he is at me that I've introduced people and events into his life that makes life worth living, and he wishes he could keep living, and he wishes he had a way to get out of this. And I was like, oh fuck. maybe this isn't your quest.
Are you gonna go through with it? You'll find out. You'll get to play. And you're gonna, and I know from the Discord you've been talking back and forth on being like, oh, I saw Ketheric and I used the bomb,
Yep.
and it
And then
TPK'd
just
everything,
TPK.
which is
Yep.
not the ending way that it goes out.
Not.
There's an actual conversation prompt of being like, hey, am I going to use this? Like you'll get a Gale conversation of being like, this is the point of no return with it. Like,
and this is after the Ketheric battle.
Right? Continue. I'm not going to spoil anything. Like,
okay.
You're close to the end of Act 2, but you're not at the end of Act 2.
Yeah. Okay.
There's more than just the Ketheric fight. So
that's wild.
Yeah, exactly. The game just keeps doing that. So yeah, that will be after. I'm glad Jaheira's still there. I was so worried about that.
Well, it was so weird. I was like, well, she's gone now. That's weird. Okay. Like, Night Song is... This whole thing with Shadowheart is weird because I let her decide, and I thought her decision was going to be, yeah, I'm killing Night Song. But she's like, no, I throw the fucking spear away. Like, what the fuck? Okay. You're good? Great. You decided? Awesome. That's what I wanted you to do, but I was going to let you do what you wanted to do. But then I saw a playthrough. You know Wolfheart, the guy who... YouTuber?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's doing a playthrough, and he tried to convince her not to kill Night Song, but she did it anyways. So then they go back to the camp, and he's like, oh, she's going to hate me now. And he goes up there, and she's like, hey, you want to fuck? You want to fuck? And he's like, what the fuck? Like, I go and talk to her, and she's like, I can't talk right now. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like,
give that one time.
Here's the problem, Anthony. I think I'm headed toward credits at the end of Act 2.
I mean, you might be, and then you don't get to continue these stories.
And then I don't get to continue. I've built up this romance with Shadowheart, and then God damn it.
That's your choice. Do you want to be the darkest timeline? Then be the darkest timeline. Yeah. You get no resolution to anything. Exactly. Enjoy.
That's where this is going, man. I'm like, well, you know what? When this is done, I'm going to restart and do the Dark Urge because it's going to be happier.
It's not... you learn not all stories have resolution. Enjoy. Life sucks.
Yes, exactly. That's what's happening here. Like, oh, everyone at the Last Light Inn is dead? Great. Oh, everyone at the fucking Moonrise Towers is dead? Great.
Yeah. I mean, you still do that fight against everyone. It's just... this is the other thing. With all the patches now, you would have never been able to recruit Minthara as well if you had just knocked her out, because you have to go to Moonrise earlier. Like, there's a whole bunch of interactions at Moonrise with her that you can, and that's how you can recruit her even being on a good playthrough now. But you have to go there before you've aggroed the entire tower and made them mad.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
No. Clearly. I thought you had, for some reason, had gone there already.
No, never. No.
You're just like, nah, I'm staying away from that place.
I'm just trying to play an Act 3 playthrough that is no one's done.
Yeah, you're doing it.
I'm trying to commit to those choices because, like, I want to see what happens, and then
no, you are, and you're getting a very unique playthrough. That's for sure. It's very different than mine.
At least the next playthrough, I'll know what the fuck I'm doing, and maybe I'll multi-class. I haven't multi-classed at all. I'm just sticking straight vanilla. So
I mean, I didn't multi-class for a while.
Yeah.
Until I had enough levels underneath me where it felt like I could get pretty deep into 2 classes. You're probably 6 or 7 at this point. Maybe you'll.
I'm 8.
8. Yeah, and that would be about the time that multi-classing could be interesting. But again, that's also a much more nerdy D&D, like, numbers min-maxing game. Yeah, min-maxing, like, it's definitely getting to a point of being like, okay, I really understand the system. I'm gonna min-max the crap out of my character and their abilities.
Yep.
Which is fun. But also, for anyone listening, unnecessary to actually beat the game. Like, you can just stick with one class and be fine. So, man, I want you to continue playing because I want to see where you go with this in the end.
Me too, because I was firmly committed to what I was doing, and now I'm wavering just slightly because I thought that,
because Gale was sad.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this fucking sucks. I don't want to die. He's like, oh, I want to die. Okay, that makes it a little more challenging. And then, to be honest, you're blowing up all of us apparently. So,
Yeah, it's a nuke. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's really what I've focused on mostly this game.
I've really focused on two things. I put about 20 hours into a game I bought called Against the Storm.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the roguelike. What are the hell are the tags for this thing? It's roguelike, for one. Simulation base building city builder. It is. I think the first
half-minute game.
Yeah, about 7 hours, I was like, what the hell is this game? I am so under analysis paralysis all the time.
Oh,
what
shit.
am I doing? What am I... And then right around 7 hours, it clicked. And I'm like, oh shit, this game's amazing.
Oh,
holy
awesome.
shit. And then I'm just like, one more turn. And it's not turn-based, it's real time with pause, so it's not a turn-based like Civ type thing, one more turn. But it definitely has that feeling of like, you play a game, you choose a settlement, you're going to start a new settlement. It takes about 45 minutes to play through the game. It has like, a game will end with either winning or there's a mechanic of you're filling a positive bar and then negative bars filling over time.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to do things to keep the negative bar down, but if the negative bar ever reaches its end, the queen has become impatient with you, and caravan and settlement has been recalled to the main city. But you always get things from it. This is where the roguelike aspect comes in. Roguelite, there's always progression. You're always getting resources to use your meta progression to make better, to get other things as you're going. And so you get one done with one thing, and you're like, I could just do another one. Let's just go. I've been up real late a couple nights, and I'm just like, I'm just going to do another one. Like, just one more game. Let's go.
Because
it's real. It's real.
It's like 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
I just did one that was particularly long, which was part of like, I would say kind of part of overcoming the first major challenge. There's a main city, and then there's rings going out from it. It's all covered in fog, and you build settlements. It's hex-based, where you build your settlement, and it unfogs areas, and you're trying to move out into the storm, against the storm, to find these seals, basically, that need to be resealed, and you need to play a game where your influence covers the seal. And then you get a special map, and that map took like an hour and a half. And it was really challenging. I beat it barely. Like, it was coming down, even after an hour and a half, it was coming down to like, I'm either going to win this in like 3 minutes, or in 3.5 minutes, I'm going to lose the entire thing, and get pulled back. It was tight. It was really cool. But then as you build these settlements out, there's a bigger meta timer. You can only go so many cycles out, and then it's like, hey, the storm's too big. You need to reset the cycle. So the storm collapses back in. All your settlements are wiped away. Start again. But you'll have more meta currencies, so you can get further out into the fog. And there's a number of rings that get harder and harder as you push out across the map, making settlements. It's really cool. I think there's a reason why it's sitting at 93% recent reviews on Steam and 95% on all reviews. It's real good. If you like the city builder genre, it is an incredibly fresh take on that, and just keeps you itching. I'm like, let's try something new. And you can't make consistent strategies. You have to adapt to the options being presented to you at the time.
That's what I've read about, is that the almost like improv. Like, oh, right,
you have to improv.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, where it clicked is, I understand the core concepts of the game now well enough where I feel like I can make good decisions about, like, well, this is the situation I'm in. These are the goals I'm trying to do. All right, let me pick that and that right now and run with that. Yeah, having a blast with that one.
Well, I've been curious about it. I hovered on purchasing it during the Steam sale, just because the roguelike aspect and that whole improv thing made me interested, because I've always been curious about the genre, the city builder kind of thing, but never really every time I try, I'm just like, this isn't it. This isn't it. But maybe this one is. But then I saw it was it's on Xbox. It's on Game Pass for PC.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I'm gonna install it and check it out.
You should. And I think the big thing with it is just don't be afraid to experiment and make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot like any good roguelike, it's like you learn from trying things and failing and being like, oh, that didn't work. Next. Like,
yeah, I feel like
I know that now.
Through, Hades, yeah.
In that way, and it's just knowing that even in failures, you're getting some progress to getting better, and getting resources for the meta progression. So there was a number of early game. I'm like, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just bumbling around, trying things out. This seems good. That wasn't. Never mind. But yeah, really fun game. Highly recommend. For people that like that genre or are interested in it. And then, other than that, I've been playing Final Fantasy 12. Because why not? It runs.
Of course you are.
It runs great on Steam Deck. It runs real good on Steam Deck.
I had picked that up on Steam Deck or whatever, Steam during the sale, and then I pulled up my Switch, and I was like, I already bought on my Switch. What am I doing? I just fucking returned it on Steam.
Good. Keep buying.
I already own it. I'm at that point now. Well, yes, exactly. That's where finally I was just like, what am I doing? Just start playing the games. Like, I don't even know where my fucking games are anymore. I have so many games on PS4 I didn't play. Just fucking stop this shit.
Just buy it. Just not buy. Just play some games.
Just play some games. That's the mantra for the year is play some games, load up some games, play an hour and be like, yeah, this isn't for me. But at least I played a game in my library.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, cool. Excellent. Already a good start to the year.
Yeah.
Already a good start to the year. Looking forward to a good 2024. If you like our podcast, please rate us on your podcast service of choice. Tell your friends. And we will be back next week where we'll be talking about the slow thaw of video game news into something.
Yes. So true.
In the space. Yeah. All right, folks. See you next week.
Later, everyone.